I think corporations should take accountability for their impact in societies. And I think whether you call it performance with purpose, whether you call it shared values, whatever, I think we have to go back to why the corporation was created.
I think globalization certainly has created a lot of awareness.
Right.
And when you talk to companies these days and say, where's the growth going to come from? They say the emerging markets. And then as you look at the emerging markets, you realize how much needs to be done in order to create consumers of your goods and services for the future. I would just recommend people never underestimate the power of learning. I think it has a profound impact on being able to shape your company, your products, your services, your culture, and your business models for the future. What you learn by immersing and tackling some of these problems, I think, is incredibly important.
I think even in every capital investment we make, if you look at our CapEx documents that people turn into us, there's a section in the document which says, does it meet environmental guidelines?
Right.
And we have a checklist. So every CapEx has a screen on environmental sustainability. When we have to site a new plant, we have a whole set of questions now that are very different than we used to have many, many years ago. So the whole thinking of the company has changed. We may walk away from opportunities if they don't meet this.
As service businesses, well, this is not a group that's got a lot of CapEx as part of its traditional way of doing business, but we all invest in CapEx in some way. And we reached the conclusion that that was a really good idea for us to really consider a filter every time we make an investment, whether it's in infrastructure, whether it's in a data center, whether it's in a learning and development center. One of the topics that came up for us was doing business with others. And when we take on a new client, we have a new relationship, are there standards by which we would judge the relationship to determine whether we wanted to do business with them based upon their commitment to societal impact and corporate sustainability issues?
I think it brings the challenge of how do you align what you're trying to accomplish in your company with what you're trying to accomplish outside your company.
My assumption is this really has to come from the CEO, from the leadership. It's not some department of the company that's in to do good business. It is the leadership of the company has to articulate the commitment of the company.
Yeah, I think, I mean, if you don't, if you're not passionate about this, don't bother. And I think, passionate isn't memos and speeches, it's doing it, right? It's being out there, it's asking the questions. The key thing is, how do you inspire people, right? So that this is natural. And I think a lot of that inspiration has to come from the broad set of leaders across the globe in any company.